Hey everyone, it is Wednesday, November 17th. The time right now is 12:17 p.m. and the temperature outside is around 8 degrees Celsius. And I am here at Osgoode Station. And for this one, I'll head on up to Queen Street. And then I'll walk west over to Beverley Street, and from there I'll head north up Beverly, and then at College it'll become St. George, and I'll head north from there up to St. George Station. Unless I change my mind and decide to finish somewhere else. And this is University Avenue. And there's a look to the south. And here's Queen Street West. And it looks like there's a chance it'll start to rain on this one. I do have my umbrella with me just in case. And I'll look north up Simcoe Street. So I'm currently walking west along the north side of Queen. And this would be considered to be the southern edge of the Grange Park neighborhood. Grange Park running along Queen Street to the south, and to the west up Spadina Avenue, and to the north College Street, and to the east University Avenue where I started. There's someone with an umbrella out. I don't feel any rain yet. And they're still running buses along Queen Street instead of the streetcars. And I saw a sign that said they'll be doing that until further notice, so I don't think there's a set completion date. There's a look south down at the tower. And here's McCall Street. And it's a new Salad King location. And just to the north of here is the Ontario College of Art and Design. And along with the Art Gallery of Ontario, that backs onto Grange Park. I'll be walking alongside that. I think this one should take about 30 minutes or so in total. And here's John Street. So this will take you north right up to the center of Grange Park. So once I turn north on Beverly, it'll be mostly residential. This building on the right used to be an Urban Planet. Now it's a Shoppers Drug Mart. And that was a cheaper fast fashion style of place. And speaking of former, that LCBO is occupying a spot that used to be a Carl's Jr. And here is Beverley Street. So at least I'll be able to catch the tail end of the nice fall colors. And there's a number of really nice older homes here, dating back to the late 1800s and early 1900s. And just up here on the right is Grange Park itself. And I think this is the Toronto Chinese Baptist Church, just up here on the left. This area overlaps with Chinatown a bit, which is just to the northwest of here. There's Grange Park. So just off to the east, you'll see the Ontario College of Art and Design. That was designed by Will Aslop, or at least that new edition is. I say new, but it's been there for quite a while. And I can't quite see through all the trees that clearly yet. But just to the north is the back end of the Art Gallery of Ontario. And underneath that is an old mansion where this neighborhood gets its name from. I'll just walk around this sculpture for a second. I was just walking through here on a walk maybe about 3 or 4 days ago, heading in the other direction. That's always nice to swing through here. So Grange Park takes its name from this building here, the former Grange Mansion, which has since been incorporated into the Art Gallery of Ontario. And the Art Gallery of Ontario was established back in 1900. And from 2004 to 2008, it underwent a rather significant renovation. And we'll be able to see that on the Dundas Street side. And that mansion for which Grange Park takes its name from dates back to the early 1800s. I was trying to recall the exact date. There's an old style apartment building. And here's Dundas Street West. So just to the west of here, you'll be entering Chinatown. And we'll get a better look at the front side of the art gallery in a moment. And that was designed by Frank Gehry. And just across the street is the Italian consulate. We'll go take a closer look at that in a second. And this was built back in 1872. Although it wasn't established as the Italian consulate until 1977. And this is an example of what's known as Second Empire architecture. I think that's also sometimes known as Napoleon III in terms of its style. You'll have to forgive me for butchering some of my info on architecture and building styles. It is not my forte. There's a look up at the consulate and the EU flag and the flag of Italy. It looks like they could use some sprucing up on those flags. I'm just Googling here. It says Second Empire style was a highly eclectic style of architecture and decorative arts. And it used elements of many different historical styles and also made innovative use of modern materials such as iron frameworks and glass skylights. And it is definitely raining now. Might be time to get out the old umbrella just to protect the camera. There's Hayden Park Secondary School. Gonna take a little pit stop. Where did I put my umbrella in my backpack? There it is. We have fished out the umbrella. When I do my backpack up, one thing that's important, it's hard holding a camera, is to keep these zippers inside. That way they're not flapping back and forth, making an annoying clink sound as I walk. Sorry about the wonky camera work there. Actually, let me get one more look at the lens here. I don't think I saw any water on it. Of course, the rain subtly lets up as we get the umbrella out. Oh, let me fix the horizon level on my camera there. There's the Chinese Presbyterian Church across the street. Right next to the Cornerstone Prep School. And I think this up here on the left is the George Brown House. There it is. Right next to a public school. This was built from 1874 to 1876. Designed in the Second Empire style, so we have another one. And George Brown was a prominent politician, amongst other things. And he is the one that George Brown College is named after. There's the Beverley School main entrance. And you get a neat view of the CN Tower looking south on Beverly. I probably should have spun around earlier. And you'll notice there are bike lanes here. Beverly and St. George together combined for one of the better north-south routes that run across downtown. There's a heritage plaque on that building, although I can't quite read it from here. And I think just up here on the left is the Polish Combatants Association. Right at Cecil Street. And that was set up to assist Polish veterans of World War II. Or I guess more specifically, Polish Canadian veterans of World War II. And I remember reading there was a Polish Combatants Association in the US that's been disbanded. I think that one ceased to exist in 2012. That's also a Royal Canadian Legion Branch 621 location. There's a Polish flag up there. Not entirely sure this umbrella was all that necessary. And we are we're coming up to St. George Street on the other side of College. It's essentially the same street, just undergoes a name change. And that'll take us through the University of Toronto St. George campus. I did live stream through there about a month ago. You can hear the wind flapping around my umbrella. What you don't hear are raindrops hitting the umbrella. Might be time to fold this thing up. Maybe I'll just carry it. Mission accomplished. And here's College Street. And I'll look to the east. And we are in Toronto's Discovery District. So let's head north. And this will take me up to Bloor Street West, and there we'll find St. George Station. There's a sign indicating we're at UofT. I did walk along part of St. George Street in a video I did through the campus. I think that was about 2 months ago. She had no intentions of looking where she was going. So St. George here continues north all the way up to DuPont Street. But I don't think I'll be going that far in this one. Probably just up to Bloor, and then I'll dip into St. George Station. Just gonna walk up the east side for a bit here. And that is Galbraith Road. It's not a very scenic looking road. This is the largest campus in the province, and I think the entire country. Actually attended York University, which is on the north end of the city up in North York. So my familiarity with this campus in recent years is mostly just from recording walks for this channel. There's some food trucks. I think on the right is Knox College. Okay, I cheated. I glanced and saw the sign. Similar in style to Trinity College, up on Hoskin Avenue, which is just to the north of here. There's the McDonald Mowat House. That dates back to 1872. And Sir John A. Macdonald, Canada's first Prime Minister, lived there. There's the Sir Daniel Wilson residence. There's a food truck that simply says Chinese food on it. Keys Fine Foods, it says on the door. There's one that says Food from East. They sell hot dogs, fries and burgers, and chicken kebabs. So their name gets bailed out by that last item. And this hideous thing just up here on the left is Robarts Library. It's an example of brutalist architecture. I think it was built in the late 70s. And it's currently undergoing an expansion. It's also one of the places where you will find cherry blossoms. And to the left, which is west, is Harvard Street, but to the right is Hoskin Avenue. There's a look up at the fantastically ugly Robarts. I was thinking about walking up the other side of the street, but there's street parking. Which means there's a better view to be had on this side. Even though I think the last time I walked up this stretch, I was on this side. Oh well. Bloor Street, 0.4 kilometers away. All right. There's the Rotman School of Management on the right. I think that competes with Schulich at York University. There's also the Ted Rogers School of Management at Ryerson. And those would be the big three schools in Toronto. And there's a look in at Varsity Stadium. It looks like there's a redevelopment notice here at Woodsworth College. They want to cram a 6-story building in behind this old house here. There's what looks like an old frat house. You'll see a lot of those just north of Bloor Street. And you'll also find the Chinese consulate north of Bloor up towards DuPont. There's the Battershoe Museum. Which signifies that we have arrived at Bloor Street. And straight ahead is the entrance to St George subway station. I was going to try to go for it and make the signal. But rather than wait for this light signal, I'll just keep moving here. East on Bloor. There's a ghost bike. Beloved mother, grandmother, and friend. So often when there was a cyclist fatality, you'll see those white ghost bikes posted close to the scene where the unfortunate incident happened. And I got to say, there are far too many of them in the city. There's the Monk School of Global Affairs. And the street here is Devonshire Place. And I think I covered this on my recent walk through the campus. Or at least on a live stream. We can take a peek here at the skyline and Varsity Stadium. This was a proposed home of a new CFL stadium for the Toronto Argonauts. They also had a proposal up at York University, but they ended up moving into BMO Field, which has become a national soccer facility. It's also where the Toronto FC play. And speaking of soccer, Canada had a rather clutch victory against Mexico last night in a freezing cold Edmonton. So congrats to the boys for taking that one. I think a win like that put the Mexican soccer team in a state of shambles. They certainly don't expect to lose to Canada. At worst, escape with a draw. But Mexico plays in a high altitude stadium in the heat, so they have a rather distinct home field advantage when teams go there to play. So we kind of gave them a taste of their own medicine, playing up in Edmonton. There's a look over at the ROM. There's where the mayor of Toronto lives. And that is not a secret, so I am not doxing Mayor Tory. You'll often see protests right out front here. There's a half-assed attempt to save a historical building. Who approved that? It's the front of a facade. And this is Bedford Road, and I'm gonna head into the subway station here. First, I gotta put my mask on with an umbrella in hand. So I've got the camera and the umbrella in my left hand. Mission accomplished. Sorry, the camera went a little wonky there. And we are in. So I want to head down to line 2. And cross over a few stops to Bloor Station. Alternatively, I could head south here. And that'll take me all the way around the loop to Bloor Station.
Does the southbound go to Union Station?
It does, yeah.
Great, thanks.
No problem. But you want to go upstairs. You want to go to the next platform. Oh no, this is line 1. No, you're right, you're right.
Right here?
Yeah,
Okay.
I want to go to line 2.
Perfect, thank you.
Have a good one. I got my wires crossed there. For some reason, I thought I had magically transported to line 2. Here we go. There seems to be a bit of a ruckus on the platform. As I was saying, I could have gone south on line 1, and that would have looped me all the way back up to Bloor. I could go north as well up to Eglinton, then take the bus over. But I'm gonna connect to Bloor. So I hope you enjoyed this walk, starting at Osgoode Station, heading through the Grange Park neighborhood over to Beverley Street, then north up to College, where it became St George, then through the University of Toronto campus, up to Bloor Street and over to the Bedford entrance to St George Station. If you wish to support the channel, there are links to my YouTube channel membership and Patreon membership in the description. And I also have an Instagram account, and there's a link to PayPal donations as well. All right, thank you for watching, and as always, I will catch you on the next one.